I don't know what to say other than wow, dude. Extreme Rules is over, and that's possibly the worst pay-per-view I have ever seen. Ryan Slocum here in Michigan. Nick Hortz down in Orlando, Florida. This, you can chalk this up there with December to Mismember, whatever year that was, 06. Any WCW pay-per-view that was god-awful in the 2000, I guess. I don't even know what to say. We knew it was going to be bad. We knew these stipulations were ridiculous, and somehow they went even beyond the ridiculous right out of the get-go when their little open they had, the horror show. Coincidentally, they didn't realize, Nick, that the horror show is a perfect name for all of WWE right now.
You stink.
Holy crap, dude. And they say in the open, it's like a car crash. You want to turn away, but you can't. That seems like my life as a wrestling fan these last 10 years. Nick, this was awful. This was worse than I even thought it would be.
Bogus! Yeah, I agree with you. And before we're going to get, here's where people are going to, the matches were worked well.
They were good.
That's fine. I have no problem. The wrestling, Banks missed a few big shots or big high moves. I'll talk about in a minute here when we get to it. But yeah, the matches are fine. And I just want to it's like saying today a video game has really good graphics.
Yeah. They all have good graphics.
But because I know maybe a lot of people cross over, wrestling fans, video gamers. Wouldn't you rather play a game with a great story, a great character development, and a little down, not as great graphics than lights out graphics, looks like a real movie, but the story is terrible and you don't care about the characters? That's what I would maybe compare to what we're watching. Again, matches were fine, but you're right. This pay-per-view, talk about boring. Nothing. That's all I thought. Nothing happened.
Things happened, my friend.
Well, bad thing. But
we had a guy die. We have a blind guy. Dude, this is just
bogus.
I don't understand. I didn't think it could get worse. Let's start off by saying I didn't even know there was a pay-per-view until like 2 days ago. Somebody told me. I have not been watching. I have tried to watch about the last 3 weeks. I tune in. I see one thing that is beyond terrible, and I just shut it off. Like the karaoke thing a couple weeks ago. I did see that. I happened to turn it on. I got home right then, turned it on, karaoke contest. I see that. Nope, done. Couple weeks before that, I saw the toast to Jeff Hardy. Nope, not watching this.
Jeff Hardy.
It's just been that bad. I did not see the pre-show. I caught the very end of it. Kevin Owens is on the pre-show. A company that has 0 stars, a company that needs stars. This guy can actually talk. Now, I know he did go home because of Corona a few weeks ago, so I don't know if that played into him not being on the card, and they figured, hey, we just got to get him on somehow. I don't know that he's like, John Cena or anything, but you have nobody on your show, and this dude can't even make your pay-per-view. That wasn't good. He beats Buddy Murphy. We start out Cesaro, Shinsuke against the New Day. Nick, your thoughts on this? Thought it was a fine match. I didn't really care because the New Day's been around for 10 years and I'm over it. But cool match, cool finish. Powerbomb through 2 tables. We have new tag champs, Cesaro and Shinsuke. I would just say, and as I throw to you, maybe that's the start of them actually getting pushed a little bit. You would think they're the champs now. What do you think?
First, I hate these pay-per-views just going into them, the Extreme Rules, TLC. 1 or 2 extreme matches a year to me is a lot. These just, I didn't like the pay-per-view going in because, I don't see the difference between this and TLC. I have no idea it's basically the same pay-per-view.
No, well, they don't have blind a guy matches. They don't have that, or drowned a guy matches. They don't have those either.
I don't like Shinsuke and Cesaro together. I don't see what the purpose of these guys together. Shinsuke, what a major letdown from all we heard in every, like, this guy is coming over. This is the big guy out of Japan. what a
Vince's
major
fault.
letdown. I love Cesaro. I think this guy has had 2 or 3 big moments that they missed with this guy. The Bar, I even thought was a decent tag team. I'm not a Sheamus guy, but I thought
They
the
worked
Bar
together.
worked. I don't know why they wouldn't. They never really had a breakup or anything either, like a feud to get out of that. I just don't get this. Again, match was fine. I don't know what you're doing. I would love to see this. If they're moving the belts off of New Day, I would love to see Kofi turn on the New Day at SummerSlam. Maybe injure Big E. Big E shows up maybe around Royal Rumble. Kofi runs undefeated. You don't even have to give him a belt. Just let Kofi run undefeated till the Rumble. Big E shows up.
Hi there, fellas.
Pops the place, maybe clears some guys out. I'd still have Kofi throw him out in the Rumble, but then I'd have Big E get him at WrestleMania and the good guy win.
And don't forget, we do have Xavier, who should be back at some point. Tore his Achilles. I don't know how long he's been out.
I'm sorry. I think he would be great as Big E's manager. I'm not an Xavier guy in the ring. He doesn't bring a lot. I mean, I'm not saying he's terrible. He
can talk. You said the same thing I did. I'm like, can we break up the New Day already? I mean, okay, this is their 8th title reign. We don't need to see them win again. We don't need to see them trade the belts back and forth with Cesaro and them. I don't need to see it. I've seen it. They fought everybody. They fought the Usos 45,000 times. I don't need to see it anymore. And we know that Vince loved Big E back when he first came in with Ziggler. And we know how Vince, like, flavor of the month. He all of a sudden likes somebody, then he doesn't care. So maybe he doesn't care about Big E anymore.
You blew it!
We've never seen him as a single. So he can do something here.
He can talk. The guy's funny.
He can talk. He could be a heel, whatever, too, dude.
And
he can do something.
We've never seen Kofi go by himself heel.
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. Kofi injures Big E, turns on him. They lose the rematch at SummerSlam. Kofi injures Big E bad. Maybe he has a feud. He beats Xavier. Big E keep Big E off television. He'll pop at the Rumble when he comes through those curtains. Have him clear the ring. Kofi cheats and gets him out. And then Big E gets his revenge at Mania on Kofi.
I know we're skipping a couple of things. Cruz against MVP didn't happen.
Dang it.
Whatever. I saw people were upset. Yeah, people were upset. Oh, what about the people that bought this pay-per-view? Yeah, I don't think they were buying it for the Cruz against MVP match.
Anything
okay,
with MVP. Yeah,
I didn't want to see MVP in 2007. I don't want to see him now. God bless him. Keep getting those checks, dude, because you are, but I don't care. I don't want to see it.
I can stomach the guy could have came back as a managerial role. I don't want to see him in the ring.
I don't want to see him.
That's my problem.
No, and it's fine. He can be Lashley's manager. Lashley needs a manager, but that act isn't going anywhere. I'm sorry. It has already peaked. It is where it is. God bless you. Keep getting them checks. I don't care.
It didn't work back in the day. It was no higher than a B- C+ character.
Yep.
And why would it be anything more 15 years later?
Exactly. Sorry, man. I don't want to see it. All right, let's jump back. Bayley against Nikki Cross, SmackDown title. You said it. Match was fine. Worked well. I didn't hate it. I just didn't care. I know that they've been doing stuff together because Sasha and Bayley have been on every single show. They're the new Charlotte. Now that Charlotte's gone, we're just throwing them on every show. They are main eventing every show. I don't want to – they're overdone. They're good at what they do. I like their antagonistic, we're better than you, we're the greatest, we're whoever, 2 belts and all this. I like all that, but I'm already over you because you're on every show, including NXT, in the main event of the Great American Bash. I don't need to see you every week. I don't even get to see the world champion twice a week. I don't get to see Drew McIntyre. I don't get to see these other guys twice a week. I don't need to see them 3 times a week. So I didn't really care. Match was fine. Brass knuckles. Boom. Bayley still wins the belt. Nick.
Yep. I don't know. Nikki Cross, maybe a wonderful lady. Gimmick is terrible.
Her gimmick is she's annoying.
I know that's.
And you know what that makes you do? Go away from annoying people.
And see, here's why I said earlier, like, I know things happen, but nothing progressively happened. No turn with the New Day. Cesaro and Shinsuke get the belts. Nothing in this match with Sasha and Bayley, nothing with Bliss and Cross. Bliss, and this is just crippling Bliss. But I like Bayley and I like Sasha and what they've been doing. I only imagine, had they never pinned Bayley, had she never lost to this point right now, had Sasha not lost till like maybe just first loss tonight caused by Bayley, how big of a SummerSlam match does that set up between these two girls?
Are they ever going to fight, though? I mean, they've been teasing this for 2 years, and that's another thing. Like, I'm over it. You've been teasing this for years. I mean, the match was fine. And again, Bayley and Sasha together, they're doing good work. But
this is Bayley.
Once
this is
a week
best
is enough for them.
Bayley.
Absolutely.
I think Bayley has become, and me and you have never been big Bayley people, but Bayley has become, and I'll give her this, and I mean this as a compliment, she's watchable.
Yeah.
She's not automatic, turn the channel. The thing that they're doing, I'm with you, they're overexposed, again, being on all the freaking time.
That's why we have the brand split, to make new stars. Well, you can't do that when Bayley and Sasha are taking up spots on every show, including NXT in the main event of your pay-per-view on free TV. And they're overexposed because they're on every show. I don't need to see it. They'd be great once a week. They'd be great. Yeah. And that match, whatever, it was fine. It was just whatever.
Bayley and Cross was boring. I didn't care. The other match was fine. Sasha did miss that flip off the turnbuckle, and there was a couple other supposedly seemingly high impact moves they did not hit in that match. But it was an overall good match, an okay ending. But again, you're left at the pay-per-view with going, are these two going to fight? You didn't progress the angle anymore.
You're jumping ahead to Sasha and Oscar.
Well, I was either one of those matches. Sure. Yeah. I just didn't.
Sorry. Well, the angle is just that Bayley and Sasha do whatever they want. They cheat. They do whatever they want, I guess. They're the queens of the show.
It's just been going on for a couple years now.
Right.
I mean, we haven't got the payoff of these two fighting.
Well, yeah, that. And somehow one of them's got to lose, so this happens. Let's jump into that match. This was maybe the match of the night. I don't know. It was good. Sasha and Oscar, we're jumping ahead now, so we might as well keep it together since we're talking about them. Match was fine. Good work, like you said. That's what you get with Sasha, though. You get some spots because she takes such big bumps. She misses a couple. It's a little sloppy sometimes. But they threw everything in the trash. I forgot all about how great that match was because of the idiotic finish of that match. Green mist goes in the ref's face. Bayley then hits Oscar with the belt. Then all of a sudden, Bayley decides she's a referee, and that's perfectly okay. All you have to do for future reference, WWE wrestlers out there who may be watching this, in future reference, just knock the referee out and then put his shirt on, and then you can win. I guess that's all you have to do. And there was no video replay. Nobody in the back saw that apparently, or can review the tape.
Gay blouses.
Not in this situation. It just depends on the situation. But
every week it's different.
It was weird on that, and I was because you assume right now, because they didn't have a break, they're gonna have to set up another match between the two of them where somehow Bayley costs Sasha this belt, right? You assume these two are gonna fight at SummerSlam, right?
No, I don't. No, I don't actually.
Summerfest.
Not
They're
at
just
all.
Gonna go together forever.
They've been doing it for 2 years already. They had to go to therapy and all that, and then they did break up, remember? And then they woke up one day and just went, oh, yeah, they're back together.
Like, on what world would that, like, if the ref got knocked at home plate, the pitcher just comes to the plate and says, I'm making the call? Like, right. I mean, on what world does this happen?
Yeah, or a ref falls down in the NBA, and then Steph Curry just goes, oh, yeah, I just made a 3. Yeah, I just made one. Oh, you did? Okay, you get 3 points.
It was just a stupid, stupid ending to a pretty – I mean, again, they like you said, do you take high risk? She did miss a couple of those. The backflip off the top rope, I thought she was supposed to land on her feet. There was a couple.
They had to stall there because she
and
slipped.
then she fell off the ropes on one of them.
Yes.
Happens. I understand. I like Sasha. For anybody, I don't hate the girl. I think she's decent.
They sold that well. Like, okay, she may have blown her knee out. Something
Yes.
might have happened here. But then all of a sudden, she was perfectly fine. So
right. She did a good job covering. But then she was just like,
you got to keep selling it then.
Right.
You got to keep selling it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the match is fine. But again, an idiotic finish that ruined everything. Absolutely ruined the whole thing. And to me, that's the story of the night outside of maybe the opening tag, where the finish was sweet, the power bomb through 2 tables, and then Kofi laid there for 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Every other finish tonight was as bad as it gets. Let's jump back. After the Bayley Nikki Cross for the SmackDown title match, we have a Bray Wyatt promo in the middle of this thing where he is Dracula. What was that?
What's your name? I don't care. Shut your mouth.
You don't know either, huh?
I have no I think I may have missed because I came on late and I was trying to fast forward up between the matches, so I think I missed that. But
dude, so it was some like pre-taped, edited promo where he is Dracula. I don't know what was going on there. He said something about something terrible, and then they played Rambling Rabbit, I believe his name is. Yes, the Rambling Rabbit played video of the karaoke contest. And then he comes out berating Rambling, you played the wrong tape. Oh, how dare you do that? And then he jumps right back into Dracula character. I don't know what that was. I don't care what that was. You wonder why, and we are not even to the 3 worst parts of this show. When I see that, and mind you, we are 2 matches in and 1 promo in, and I am already going, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my Sunday night doing this? It's been raining all day. It's now nice outside. I could be swimming in the pool. I could be wiping my butt. I could be doing anything but watching this. And we aren't even to the bad parts yet, Nick.
Look at all of this crap.
All right, well said. All right, so let's go to the first bad part. Following Cruz and MVP, the
God.
eye for an eye match.
Can we
the
just
only
talk
way
about how
you
dumb
win.
this is?
Yeah.
Because
And then he didn't pull the guy's eye out. He like pushed it into his head.
Tell me the difference between this match and the winner has to kill the other guy match. The reason why they're not that, because you can't do it. You can't really pull. I think that was the whole only thing. This feud was not great. Everything. The only thing people were waiting to see is
how are they going to screw this up?
That you were going to get dropped at the end of this match because you knew someone's not going to legitimately pull someone's eye out of their socket.
Oh, I'll pinch you so hard.
Dude, in before we get into everything, I don't ever want to hear anybody rip on Vince Russo ever again. I don't want to hear anybody rip on WCW in 2000 ever again. I don't want to hear anybody say Judy Bagwell on a pole is the worst freaking match they've ever seen again. Because I just watched a freaking match where the winner was supposed to pull a dude's eye out of his head, and then for some reason they spent 15 minutes doing flying head scissors and Irish whips, because that's how you're going to knock a guy's eye out.
If one of the contestants gets to wear a mask with one of his eyes covered.
Already covered. So it's already done. Yeah.
Fair?
He's only got one to hit.
And one for my homie.
When he hit that frog splash, was he hoping that the pressure on his stomach would pop his eye out of his head? Is that why he did a freaking frog splash in a match where the dude came out with a pair of pliers to rip the dude's eyeball out? Are you kidding me? And you're mad about Vince Russo?
How do you announce a match like that? They're on the outside after Ray just stomped him. And the announcers, I quoted it on here. it was a great chance for Rey Mysterio to pull the guy's eye out. Like
After he stomped him, yeah.
the
Everybody
announcers are
knows,
like,
Nick, everybody knows that's the setup to yank a guy's eye out.
oh my God.
Everybody knows that.
But the premise, that's it. It makes it was just, and then Rollins throwing up at the end was just,
dude.
This match was so bad.
When he threw up, and he was like pretending like he's gonna puke.
If you're gonna spew into this.
I'm just sitting there going, they've done it. Like I already would have quit watching wrestling if it weren't for DVRs years ago, so I can fast forward through it. Like when he's sitting there puking, I'm like,
what if he honks in the car?
That's it. And not even watching a dude puke, because that doesn't bother me. What bothered me is, what did he think was going to happen? The match was pull the guy's eye out. What did he think? All of a sudden, he realized what he was doing. All of a sudden. And by the way, this is the second time now he's done the exact same thing. He didn't pull his eye out. Remember, the reason why he's got the eye patch is because he took the corner of the steps and grinded his face into the freaking thing. You know, kind of like what he just did 5 seconds earlier, and now it made him puke. Right. And again, isn't the match pull his eye out? When you're pushing metal into a dude's head, doesn't that push his eye into his head?
Look at you, giant idiot.
Then there's a shot of Rey with his hands over, and you can see the eyeball in his hand.
Yes, he's just had his eye.
He's just had his eyeball grinded into metal. No blood. It's not misshapen. Not that I would know what an eyeball that's been jammed into metal would look like, but one would assume.
I'm flashing, bud.
That it wouldn't just look like a Super Ball. You can put a quarter in the machine at the grocery store and then whip at the wall and watch it bounce all over the freaking place. That's what it looked like. He had a Super Ball in his hand. No blood, no misshapen, no nothing. And not pushed into his head, out of his head. Then the guy pukes. You just did this 2 months ago.
And then they start booing Rollins for winning a match Rey Mysterio picked. It was his stipulation on the match. Nothing made sense. It was just, we've said it, what a horrible, stupid match to have. These kill someone else or bury someone else or kill someone's eye, pick out someone's eye.
I'm telling you, I never want to hear anybody else say a thing about Judy Bagwell on a pole.
No.
I don't want to hear it. This is way worse than that. This is because there's no winning in this. Even if they would have somehow done it right, the whole match, everybody's just thinking how stupid it is. Because this match, if it were a normal match, it would have been fine. The match was fine, but the whole time you're thinking, okay, well, they're working, but how are they going to rip his eye out of his head?
That's it. That's all you're thinking the whole match. How are they ending this match?
And I was thinking, how does a flying head scissors help him rip his eye out of his head? This is a fight, right? He brought down pliers, and they kept – I don't think I've ever heard the word rebar more times in my life. You could be at a construction site and not hear the word that many times. You have all these weapons. Why are you not just like instantly freaking – why are you doing wrestling moves? And is that arm drag going to help you with the eyeball pulling?
It's the exact opposite of 7, except you were happy when Jake nailed the model. How are you happy at the end of this match, regardless of who wins?
Right.
Like you're cheering that some guy just got blinded.
I've got another thing about that coming. Yes. Yeah. Who's the heel? Who's the face here? If Rey rips his eye out, is everyone going to be like, yeah, he did it?
Yeah. The heel blinded another human, or the face blinded a human being.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Suffering succotash, son.
How does this even happen? Who is the one that says, you know what, pal? You know what I think we should end this feud is somebody's eyes getting pulled out. And I think it should be the guy that we've already gotten rid of one of his eyes. We should take them both out. How does that happen? Later in the night, they go to Charlie Caruso. who's standing outside of what was apparently the medical thing, and she says there is no optical damage, or the optic nerve is not damaged. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, you know,
That's great
thank
to hear.
God. Yeah, this is as bad as it gets. This was, you knew it would be bad. Everybody on earth knew it would be bad, and somehow they were still saying this is the worst thing ever. That's how you know. And I'm telling you, I have not seen this since I can't even tell you the last time. People on Twitter, Facebook, all of that, people saying, I'm done. I'm done with this. I have not seen this many people do this in a long time. And I was saying the same thing when I saw him about to puke. I'm like, why do you care now? Like, why are you puking now? You already did this to his other eye. Why are you puking?
I almost soiled myself.
Like, this doesn't make any sense.
You know, people criticize the product. These believers that if there were fans, what if there were other sports?
Right, and which there will be next week.
Right.
By the way,
what if right now? What if there was a baseball? What if Yankees and Sox are playing?
No, it's live, pal.
I can't. I probably would have flipped over tonight.
I'm not. No, I would have never flipped on. I would have never flipped on. I'll tell you what.
And I'm not even a baseball guy.
Well, the Tigers are starting to play next week. I am watching the Tigers, and they suck. We know they're not going to be good. I'm watching them. And then the week after that, we're getting the NBA back. And I know you, a big NHL guy, Penguins in the playoffs, you're going to be watching, dude. I ain't watching this crap.
I'm watching. I would watch teams I hate in the NHL over I would rather. There it is. I at least care. There's a hatred for me to watch the Capitals or the Bruins.
Right.
Not, I don't want anything horrible to happen to anybody, but I'm invested in it. Like, I don't like those teams. I don't care anything about the wrestlers that are on the screen. I don't care if they win. I don't care if they lose.
Well, and you said it right away when you first started with that take. This has nothing to do with no fans. This is not bad because there aren't fans in the stands. Now, because they're not fans in the stands, they may have, or they may want to give us more garbage like these cinematic matches that we have every pay-per-view now. Thank you, all the people that like the Boneyard match. Once again, this is the monthly reminder. Thank you for all you dumb idiots who praised that like crazy, fully knowing Vince would go, that's what we got to do. And he's taking it to the nth degree now.
Look at you, giant idiot.
You knew that was going to happen. How did you not know that was going to happen? He overdoes everything. Anytime anything gets over, he runs it into the earth's core, not even into the ground, into the core of humanity.
Oh, God.
And that's what we've gotten. And I don't even know if tonight's match was the worst one, but we aren't getting there yet. But no, this has nothing to do with the fans. If the fans were there, they'd boo the crap out of this.
You fans can stick it, brother.
It was not good. No.
And it's not the guy's fault. It's not the workers' fault. The work was great. They're fine.
Again,
they're doing everything they can do.
I have zero. The finishes is not a work rate issue. The finish is a creative issue. The work rate in every one of these matches tonight was completely better than average for me. I thought they were all really good.
The guys are doing
matches.
Great. Girls are doing great.
Yep.
They are. This is totally on Vince and Bruce and Triple H or whoever is booking this, whoever's writing this.
And they do have guys you want to get. I mean, Drew McIntyre is cool. The Kofi Kingston is cool. Kevin Owens, cool. Alexa Bliss, cool. Seth Rollins, cool. I mean, they've got a lot of good people. Daniel Bryan's cool. AJ Styles is great. You know me. I love Dolph Ziggler. I don't think you'll ever. But I mean, they have got a ton of guys who can go, who can talk. They just got no creative.
No, they are booked into a cement wall. And let's go to the last second to last match. You mentioned Drew, world title, whatever it is, the Raw title against Dolph, who, God love him, we do. The last time he's won a match was when he beat Drew like a year ago. He has no
I was going to
business.
ask you, if I put up, before this match started, if I said I'll bet you $100 versus $500 for me, would you have taken Ziggler in this match?
No.
Even if, see, that's what I'm saying. What, maybe a 10%, if not even that, chance that, like, going in, you knew Ziggler wasn't winning this match.
I can't believe he even got 2 moves in, to be honest with you. The only reason why you maybe somebody, there was a little scuttlebutt, I don't even know if that's the right word, about this match, because Dolph posted a picture, or WWE, somebody posted a picture on Instagram of Dolph with the title. And The Rock answered. This was like 2 days ago. The Rock answered and said, I'm all for it. Dolph's great. Blah, blah, blah. You know, the same thing that every guy in the locker room has said for the last 10 years, but somehow the office doesn't hear them. Every single guy talks about how great he is and how
Kevin
charismatic
Nash said he
is.
would have came out of retirement to go on the road with him and
to be
his bodyguard.
Right. I mean, we've been hearing it for 10 years, and the guy just constantly gets crapped on. That's the only way I would ever be like, maybe. But no, this match was fine. Again, the stipulation was Dolph's call. Dolph says that it's Dolph's Extreme Rules only. So he can do whatever he wants. He can also win by count out, DQ, blah, 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 and he can be the champ. Okay, that's great and everything. Why didn't he bring handcuffs to the ring then? And handcuff Drew outside the ring, right, and then he wins.
I was going to say the same thing, and this is where I thought they should have went with the finish. Dolph should have been trying to get a count-out victory the whole time.
Sure,
if this
cheap
is me,
way
he's
out.
had over a week to prepare. I'm trying to hit a move on the outside, hit him with chairs until the 8 count, slide back in, and get the title. I thought the end, the way they did it, was good. I thought you could have saved Dolph if they would have done that on the outside and McIntyre rolls in and beats him with a 10 count and kind of Dolph gets his own rules used against him. I just felt Dolph picking all these this match did not, again, not that it would, but Dolph, if he can't look worse, he looked worse again. Picks the stipulations, doesn't seem to have a plan, gets beat in his own match.
Oh, he could look worse.
Average carpentry skills.
You know me, man, and you too. I have been the biggest Dolph Ziggler fan since freaking word go.
Love the guy.
I think you want to talk about a guy who has bad storylines, bad scripts, bad everything written for him. If you go watch any shoot interview with Dolph, you go watch his comedy online, anything like that, this guy is hilarious. He is quick. He is witty. Blah, blah, blah. Shot to Chris Van Vliet, who really got his career going by interviewing Dolph going back 8-9 years now, at least his wrestling career. Go watch those interviews from like 2011, 2012. They are amazing. It shows you how charismatic this guy is. He's like the poster child for quit scripting his promos and just let him go. So I've been all over Dolph for years.
I've loved him since High.
He had me at High. He had me at High. Hey, but he may have just ruined all of that in one night tonight. He screams right before the finish, "Why won't you die?" What is this? Freaking Halloween H2O? What was that? Why won't you die? Did he assume he was going to die because everyone else on this pay-per-view is assumably dead? We got a blind guy and a guy who got drowned. So he just assumed that was part of this pay-per-view, that people were going to die. Why did you scream, "Why won't you die?" And why did you scream it like the damsel in distress from freaking prom night with Jamie Lee Curtis? What? Dolph lost me tonight, dude.
It's still real to me.
Who told you to say that? Who told you to scream that? And
Why
whoever
won't you
did,
stay down.
Yeah.
That's so much better. Why won't you stay down?
Bogus.
Why won't you die? I didn't know Dolph's rules, Extreme Rules, were death.
And if so, why not bring a gun?
Hey, I know how to kill him. Shoot him.
Right.
Bring a sword to the ring,
right?
Perhaps.
It just, again, this is, and I can't prove this. I have nothing.
Does he win the title if he dies? Does that count?
I feel like this match was made up. Like they had no clue what they were going to do.
Why didn't he have one of his friends put a referee shirt on like Bailey and just pin him? I mean, what?
Bogus!
Why wouldn't he just go outside? Because it seemed at some point, there was a point they were both on the outside, and Michael Cole was calling, and he said if they both get counted out, Ziggler wins the title. Why wouldn't he just grab him and like hook my legs onto something outside and just hold him down for a 10 count? Like they don't, and I know we're picky and stuff like this.
They made the rule.
But at least show, you know what? If Dolph would have tried these things, it makes his loss look better because it looks like he had a plan. It looks like he had an objective.
Yeah.
McIntyre just beat the objective. He just looked dumb and bad in this match. Like
No,
he didn't know how to win.
No one can say that. That's ridiculous. People, oh, you're thinking too much. You're putting too much logic in it. Well, then don't have the stipulation. When you put that stipulation in the match, you would assume that said heel is going to do something to play into the stipulation that he just set up.
Especially since he's had like 2 weeks to freaking think about this, right? He hasn't.
Yes.
Hasn't it been a couple weeks?
Yeah.
He's
this like a month.
That's supposed to. He's supposed to have. You're supposed to show obstacles in this match. I think that the heel has set that Drew overcomes and narrowly gets out, but in so you illustrate. Boy, Ziggler really thought this match out. Yeah. Ziggler's very cunning.
If you're not
Drew just looks terrible night in and night out. He can't. Every time you say he can't get worse.
Well, it's not him. I mean,
I agree.
He's
the
Diesel. He's Diesel right now. Diesel in 95. Everybody he's the worst drawing champion ever. Hey, look who he's fighting. Is he fighting Mabel at SummerSlam?
Crew of flunkies.
I mean, because that's what's next for him. I mean, who has he fought here? He's fought nobody. They had the freaking Big Show, who, by the way, is in a publicized, televised main event tomorrow night. Like, anybody's going to watch that. Like, it's 2005. Big Show against Randy Orton. I knew this freaking guy was doomed from the second he wins the belt. The next night at WrestleMania, the Big Show comes out. That just tells you they have nobody for this guy to fight. How can you get invested in Drew McIntyre when he's fighting the Big Show, when he's fighting Dolph, when he's fighting one of Zelina Vega's guys every week? They're not over. Why do I care? They push a guy for 2 weeks. They have him win 2 in a row after he's lost for a year frickin' straight, and then go, buy into this guy as a real legit contender. Or in the case of Ziggler, they didn't even do that. They go, yeah, you haven't won a match in like a million years. Mandy Rose just made you look like an idiot for the last month. Yeah, you're fighting for the belt. Get out of here, man. I mean, and then he screams, why won't you die?
I know.
Whoever told him to say that needs to die. Your career needs to die. Whoever told you, fire that person immediately. That person is an idiot. At least he never embarrassed himself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he lost all the time, but he embarrassed himself with that freaking Halloween 9 crap.
Well, it's the same thing AJ did. Please, please don't kill me, begging for his life from The Undertaker in the Boneyard match. You make the guys look so bad.
Somehow you continue with the segues. From the Boneyard match, we go to the Swamp match. The Swamp Fight, I believe, is what maybe it should be called the Swamp Interrogation, because that's what 90% of this match was. World title again, SmackDown title, Blue Brand title, Bray against Braun.
Look at all of this crap.
We told everybody, be careful, dude. And this is what they get. He shows up. Bray's sitting there in front of wherever he's at. I thought Randy Orton burned his house down years ago. I don't know where he's somewhere. He walks up. We see shots of wild boars and bunny rabbits and big, scary-looking birds. Oh, no. It's scary time.
Why were they in black and white? Why didn't they just do them in the dark like those animals were really there if they're going to – but it just – I don't know. It was bad.
I don't know. Then he threw the rocking chair at a tree, and he screamed really loud like that chair weighed 500 pounds.
Also, Bray Wyatt controls the lights in Braun's car. So
he's got it. I mean, the power, you know.
He made the lights go out in the swamp.
Yeah. All of a sudden, a second Bray Wyatt appeared and seemed to have murdered real Bray Wyatt with like an axe or something. So then he wakes up and Braun is tied to another chair and he is chained to it.
Yeah, but that was after Braun saw Braun, like on Dagobah, another Star Wars reference where he entered the tree and saw what could be.
Right.
What the hell was I watching?
I don't know.
He saw himself.
Right, there are two Brauns there. Yeah, and but the Ultimate Warrior thing in the mirror with Hulk Hogan is the worst thing ever. WCW sucks. I never want to hear anything again. That's the worst. Warrior's the worst. Hogan's the worst. Hogan sucks. Warrior sucks. Everything sucks. Guess what? This is the same freaking thing.
It's only worse. I could at least say there was like a trick mirror in the freaking like and we're participating in the illusion that he's seeing.
We get to see what he sees and what other people don't and blah, 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 whatever. I don't want to hear another thing about the freaking movies in WCW 95 when Sting got blown up on a boat. I don't want to hear it. This is just as bad, if not worse, because that was 1995, and this is the year 2020.
Right.
If you want to make terrible horror movies, which you've been doing for a few years, WWE films, go do that. Go make See No Evil 8. I don't want to see it on my pay-per-views or my Monday nights or my whatever nights the wrestling's on. I don't want to see it.
And then he's like chained up in an obvious position. I feel like he could have just pulled his arm out from like the chair.
Nick, okay, this is the worst outside of the murder, the drowning, and the eye yanking outing. We've seen Braun Strowman over the past 5 years flip over ambulances. We have seen Braun Strowman flip over like a cement truck or something.
Pulled out a stage.
He pulled down the stage from Raw. We've seen him flip over basically any truck that's bigger than a Ford F-150.
Full-scale van in the last pay-per-view with The Miz and Morrison in it.
That's right. Yes, that big Sprinter van. He flipped that thing over. So you've told us that this man has unbelievable feats of strength. Now, no one's saying that he's Hercules here.
Yeah, I know.
But
speaking of which, that might have been his chain.
It probably was Hercules' chain. Oh, wait, no, because the Ultimate Warrior snapped that chain.
Oh.
So we now know in wrestling canon that chains can be broken. One would assume that the guy you have spent years and years showing us that he's on the power team, ripping phone books in half and flipping over everything, could break through this chain. Apparently not. Apparently he could not.
Break the wooden rocker that he's sitting in.
You just showed us 5 seconds ago that he can pick up a rocker and smash that. Why wouldn't he just get up and run it into the wall or something and it breaks? I don't know. I don't book this guy.
Or if he wanted to stretch really out there, just pull his arm out from where it was tied across his lap. Who chained someone up across the lap? Like, what is...
You asked me excellent question.
I don't know. Because I haven't chained anybody up in a couple of years, you know. So then Braun, or Bray, I should say, is sitting there doing his best, like, Kanye rant, talking about how the world should be and how the two of them can run the world or something going off.
Empires will fade and crumble and things like that, I guess. I don't know. But apparently there will still be wrestling when all...
No, not on this show there won't, because this match has been going for 10 minutes and no fighting has happened yet. Match has happened. Then Braun gets free. I don't even remember how. He is not in the chains anymore. He's outside fighting a guy, and this goes back to a few minutes ago. He lights a guy on fire and sits there and laughs at him while he runs for his life, while he's burning, and he's going, ha, 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 ha. What a face. Can't wait to get behind this good guy. He lights people on fire and finds it hilarious.
And
that's my guy.
Who are these people? Are they his puppet and light guys? Like, I mean,
right.
Who are these guys?
They're the guys that turn the ignition off of Bray's car.
Yeah, there is light and puppet. One of those guys is the rabbit. I don't. That was
Mr. McFeely. I don't know.
It was just.
He lit the man on fire. No, he's on fire. I would just wonder. Here's one way to get out of fire. Jump in the swamp.
I'm not a fish.
That we still haven't seen in the swamp match. That has no swamp yet. Where is it?
They finally get to it, buddy.
Oh, they get to it, but not yet before Alexa Bliss shows up in crazy ghost form.
That we're also, again, able to see.
Yes, we are able to see Ghost, Force Ghost, Alexa.
Yes.
Who is saying, I know you want me, Braun. I know you've always wanted me. No, not everyone does know that, because the backstory there, I only know because I am an idiot and waste time following this crap online. Those two were a tag team in that mixed match challenge that 0 people on earth watched. So maybe they tagged maybe once, and they have teased, I think, maybe one other time that I've seen. They have never had an angle, though, on real TV where these two are together. There has not been an angle where they're together. And she's teasing something that no one watched, the Mixed Match Challenge. It was on Facebook or something.
And it was
nobody watched it.
It was like a couple years ago, too.
Right. And then, all of a sudden, Braun gets, beat up a bunch. It looks like he's done. Bray kind of walks away. Braun gets up. Bray walks toward the swamp finally. Hey, look, water. Braun kicks him once in the stomach. He falls into 1.5 feet of water, and he's dead.
Gone.
He killed him. He disintegrated or evaporated or condensated. He did something. He's gone. They put the trademark down at the bottom. We think the pay-per-view's over. Oh, no, my friends, it is not over. We have way more trash to come.
Dang it.
Not really, not way more, but we just have a little bit more.
A little bit of the bubbly.
An arm comes up. It chokes Braun. There's a struggle in the swamp. Braun disappears. The Fiend's head pops out of the water.
I almost soiled myself.
And the pay-per-view's over.
I messaged you this week. I thought we might be heading to the 3 faces of Foley with this guy. We may be getting all these 3 characters.
Well, what's the third? Dracula? Because he was Dracula.
His Playhouse guy, the Swamp, Bray Wyatt, and the Fiend. I don't know, man. Number one, I didn't even think. Remember, we watched that. Everybody watched the last documentary, the last part of The Last Ride. They were like, when they talked about the Boneyard match, not even knowing what they were going to do when they signed on to do the Boneyard match.
Right.
I felt like that was a lot like this match too. How do you know when I found that my whole way going through this? Like, how does this match end?
When someone drowns.
So is Bray Wyatt the champion now?
That's a good question. Was the belt even on the line? I don't even remember.
I don't like none of that. How are we asking these questions? Why do we not know this?
That's a great question. Yeah. Is Bray the champ now again? Is Braun, I don't know, dead?
They never told you any rules, stipulations, or anything about
They
this
never
match.
showed you a swamp until the last 20 seconds.
I mean, I guess tying a guy up in a chair does not yield a win, but throwing a guy into the lake does.
That is the order of Shark.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I don't want to know the rules.
I don't.
This
match was terrible.
It wasn't a match again.
No.
I mean, just like the last Bray, and I heard somebody say these Bray Wyatt cinematic matches are the greatest thing ever in wrestling. I'm like, well, then that's why they're getting 1.7 million, and next week it's going to be 1.6, and the next week after that, and then when sports starts back up.
1.5 last week or the week before.
They got 1.6 or something one week, which was the worst ever. Last week, I think.
Yeah,
it could have been this week. I don't know.
I don't know, but I heard they had gotten like a lowest Raw ever.
Every week. It's every week. It keeps going down. It was like 4 straight weeks, and then they stabilized, and then last week, I think it was the worst ever again. I mean, this is why. You know, you can sit here and you can tell me about your great work and your great this and your – I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this.
Last week was a go-home show, too.
And it was the worst ever for both, for SmackDown, too. And that's on network television. More eyeballs are capable of seeing that. And nobody cares. And we don't have sports. And people are still locked down. And there's nothing else to do. What else do people have to do now?
And people are still choosing not to watch wrestling.
Less and less and less. They're choosing not to watch wrestling, and because it's no fans. Okay, well then this has something to do with it, because we didn't have the 2 cinematic matches a month before the pandemic. This crap sucks, and
these
it keeps getting worse.
1.5 million people are telling the rest of us we don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I love how, oh, you don't get it. No, you don't get it, and God bless you if you like it. Great.
Hey, that would be great. I
wish I did.
I'm not. Me and you, I don't hate wrestling. I wish it was better.
This isn't wrestling. That's the problem. And I'm not pulling no Jim Cornette here where I need the Midnights in the freaking rock and roll to fight, because I don't like that either. That's boring. But this isn't wrestling. If I want to watch a horror movie, I will watch Netflix, or I will put in a Blu-ray of Halloween.
They could have just had a fight with a ref or something in the woods. You can, fight around, throw people into trees, into cabins, into whatever, and then someone announce it's going to be a 10-count rule, or it's going to be a pinfall or an I quit, but it's a swamp match because it's in the swamp. Just and you could have shot it like you did the Boneyard over time and made it look great. This was just terrible. It was it's like one of those films that your buddy finds on YouTube and tells you to come over. This is super sweet, man. And you watch it. And you're like,
it's the worst.
What the hell is this? It's like when people told me to watch that one movie with the shaky camera when we were
Blair Witch. Yeah.
Oh, Blair Witch. What a crap movie. Blair Witch was better than this match.
Blair Witch was freaking Citizen Kane next to this, dude. They just have to Vince it all up, man. Everything has to be Vince or Pritchard up, because Pritchard likes this crap too.
Yes, he does.
And every one of these has been progressively stranger and progressively worse, and just hokey, corny, campy. I know I am the first person on earth, even before the pandemic, quit going match, interview backstage, match, interview backstage, match, interview in the ring. Quit doing that. Change things up. Give me some vignettes. Give me something. You now have 3 hours where you can do whatever the heck you want to do. But now it's, once again, the same things. They are doing something different here. Thank you for doing something different. but you've made it so freaking hokey. I don't want to see this.
And we
This
both
is ridiculous. You poked a man's eye out.
Bogus!
You drowned a guy.
Bogus!
You had a referee, just a girl put the ref shirt on, and everybody just went, oh, guess she won.
Bogus!
and we both agree on this one. People keep different does not mean good.
No.
Halloween 3 is different from Halloween 1 and 2. It's
Ain't
really
good. freaking
bad. It's terrible, but it's different.
Right.
It's different. Yay. No.
Bogus!
That is the one thing. They're I guess you're trying, but like I said, they don't need to move mountains and stuff. Why couldn't they just have had a fight in the swamp with a 10 count rule?
They have to go Vince, dude. That's what you and I were worried about with the Boneyard. You can't just have the outside match. You have to burn down the shed and have Randy Orton pose outside of the thing. You have to drown the guy. You have to have the guy flip the cement truck or dump truck or whatever it was he flipped.
I'm with you now. I don't ever want to hear anyone say anything ever again.
They're getting roasted
About WCW, unless you're someone who says this stuff sucks too.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I had somebody say that tonight. Like, well, just because they had one bad night, which it's been more than one bad night, believe me. But if they had one bad night, that doesn't make WCW good. I'm like, no. Not saying that was good. I'm saying that was the worst it's ever been. And this is worse than that. We have a new leader in the clubhouse. Move over, Judy Bagwell, okay? This whole night was a disaster. All right, so where would you put this? Let's wrap this up. Pantheon of horrible pay-per-views that you've ever seen. Can you think? There's so many now, it's hard to keep track.
Yes, that's
This is on Mount Rushmore of bad pay-per-views, if it's not the worst.
It has to be on. Again, we're talking hundreds to thousands of pay-per-views through all these federations and whatnot. But Ryan, my God, the endings were just terrible. A couple of the swamp match was awesome. It springboarded nothing. You're setting up SummerSlam. This is your second biggest pay-per-view of the year. And you pushed nothing through toward that, like setting up anything on this. No feuds move forward.
I can't even look that far, dude. I can't even look that far.
No,
I'm just looking at, as soon as I see someone's eye get popped out of their head, I don't even think about the next pay-per-view. I'm just like,
it's just ridiculous. You're a joke. You're going to pull someone's eye out.
Break his back, make him humble.
Could you imagine if Russo would have done that? What people would say?
Worst thing ever.
And I'm not sitting here defending Russo, but dude, could you imagine if he came up with this? The world would explode.
And I have half the brain that you do.
Yep. David Arquette's world champion or pulling an eye out. I mean,
that should be.
I'm not debating David Arquette being a good move to put that belt. I'm just saying, if you're going to sit there and criticize that, but not criticize what we watched tonight.
Every match outside of the opening match.
And we're not sure. We're also not sure if Strowman is dead or not.
Yeah, or the champion, let alone the champion. That's secondary at this point. Is the man breathing?
Yeah.
It should be question number one.
Yep.
Is there a search crew looking for this man at wherever this swamp is at? Oh, the job, guys. Appreciate you, Nick. We will unfortunately be back with more garbage to talk about because we know they can't help themselves.
Always hoping it gets better.
Yep, no doubt. And if you liked it, God bless you. I wish I did. I wish I did, man. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.